What improved your quality of life so much, you wish you did it sooner? Stop working more than 40 hours a week. Yes, not everyone is so conscientious as to enjoy dedicating their life to their job. And that's okay. Also, business owners too often don't understand why their employees aren't as dedicated to them. Well, it's because it's their business, not ours. The company doing better often has no benefit for the employees. In the good old days, you'd get a large bonus based on your performance and company performance and have a clear path for advancement. A job is not always a career. Don't treat it like one. Stopped watching the news. Life's way better without it. The news industry has been shipping fear, propaganda, unreflected and unchallenged views for decades. So in essence that is true. For people still needing a connection to current events, my suggestion is to follow sources that are either local, positive, detailed, aggregate or conversational. These are all factors that make the news more valuable than a random tweet, which is what most news are these days. Reddit actually provides most of this. If you follow some subreddits on a weekly or monthly basis only, using the top filter. Setting my own boundaries after realizing that when I didn't, people set them for me. Literally just had a conversation about this with my therapist yesterday. I spend so much time worrying about what might happen with my decisions that I end up not making any and letting everyone else make them for me. Shitty way to live. You young kids will think this crazy, but I am glad to have gotten older. All those things that worried me when I was in my 20s just don't matter anymore. I'm 67 now and much happier. Going to the gym. Used to be a miserable fat bastard, but after 3 months of going to the gym, I've lost about a stone and feel so much better. For everyone who does not know what a stone is in reference to, it is a measurement of weight that is the equivalent of 14 pounds. Like if someone says they are 10 and 1/2 stone, that means they are 147 pounds. I've watched some British programming. That's the only reason my dumb American self understands that. BTW Supersize vs Super Skinny is an old but an interesting show. They have quite a few episodes on YouTube. Now you're just a bastard? Lol, seriously. Congrats, a stone is a heavy burden to carry around. Learning to get over myself. Nobody cares what I do. Nobody is looking at me. And why should I care if they are? Nobody outside my circle has enough context to make accurate judgments about how I live. So why am I trying so hard to justify my decisions? As soon as I adopted that mindset, being alive got significantly less shitty. I do my best to be a decent person and to take care of myself. And the only opinions I care about are mine, my partner's, and my therapist's. I lost 100 pounds. I have about 100 more to go. But being so obese you can't find clothes at Walmart and nearly dying from non-essential organ failure at 25 gallbladder really isn't a way to live. I literally couldn't run or get off the floor without grabbing something. I used to break or bend lawn chairs. Not fun, embarrassing if. Good for you. Keep it up. I printed and framed that Calvin and Hobbes comic where the dad stops his work and goes to play in the snow with his kid. It hangs in my home office and reminds me what my priorities are. I've been much happier for it. Permanently placed my phone on do not disturb, allow calls from contacts. This one change saved me from constant disruptive and wanted calls. Life is good on no ring lane. I did something similar. I turned off push notifications for pretty much every app. Breathing exercises. Focusing on really deep exhales. After about 10 minutes my whole outlook for the day changes. I went back to find this comment. I read this and thought I'd try it. I didn't think I'd even make it 10 minutes. A half hour later I felt almost high off oxygen. I'm writing to let you know that I feel much calmer now. Thanks for the breath of fresh air. Cutting out toxic friends. After years of knowing someone, it can be hard to see that they are no longer the person they were when the relationship started. My childhood best friend grew into a manipulative, selfish prick. For years I hung out with him almost every day after work and always felt miserable afterwards. Everyone around me questioned why I still spend time with him. I always made excuses that seem ridiculous in hindsight. I should have cut ties 10 years ago. Yoga. I'm an old guy and discovered it at age 56 in 2005. By now I'm still not terribly proficient, but yoga has kept me limber. More importantly, it has been amazing for improving my peace of mind. Whenever somebody asks why I practice yoga, I reply, for peace of mind. Yay. I love this. I always love how good I feel mentally when I'm doing yoga regularly, but for some reason. Stop, I keep saying I'm going to start back up again. Your comment is very inspirational. Independent blankets for my wife and I in bed. Incredible how much better you sleep when there's no waking up with blankets pulled half off or using one that's too heavy or too light. I'd highly recommend for anyone that sleeps with a significant other. Edit. Holy cow. This blew up. Thanks for the awards. Buying a wardrobe of good quality. Properly fitting clothing that I actually like. Agonizing over what to wear every morning because this doesn't fit properly. This one has a stain. I just wore that yesterday. I don't like how this sits on my body, would start my day off very badly. Edit. Thank you so much for the awards. I really appreciate it. For me the big thing was realizing that the size I buy doesn't matter. It's how it fits. I have some tops that are a size S. I have some tops that are an XL. Who the hell cares what size is on the label? Don't stick to one size because that's your size. If you like something, try on different sizes and find out which suits you best. Hiking in the mountains. Nothing makes me feel more at peace and excited at the same time. I just got into backpacking recently. My first backpacking trip was in the Rockies, probably not the wisest decision, lol. It was intense, exhausting, beautiful, and peaceful. I cannot wait to go back. Sobered up. 2 years. Flossing. I never saw the dentist as a kid, and no one really pushed me to or cared about my dental health. As an older Redditor who had poor dental hygiene growing up, keep at it. Getting old sucks as it is, but it's even worse when you have a problem that could have been avoided. No one told me you do a scooping action when you floss. I thought you just jam it in. Now finally I see how much plaque it removes compared to brushing. 43 years started exercising regularly again. 4x a week. Forget the physical benefits for a minute. The mental benefits outweigh the gains all day. I must have spent a good 3 years of my 30s thinking it was all downhill from here. Minor aches and pains that add up. Sore bones and joints. Turns out I was just being lazy and getting fat. In my 40s now. Exercise daily. Lift weights 5 days a week and mountain bike twice a week, and just ran 6 miles this last weekend. In better shape now than at any point in my 30s and feel great, so why did I ever let myself feel like a sloth before? I'm 23 and I've learned exercise is literally the answer to everything for me. If I don't go for a run bike gym session a couple days, I'll start to get lazy and have anxiety. So I need to keep it up. Very beneficial. Eating healthy. It's amazing after you realize how much you feel like shit after you just took down a double cheeseburger, extra large fries, and a large Coke. But at the time, you don't realize it and just think you're tired. Good eating habits and exercising changed my life. Yes. After diagnosed with diabetes 5 months ago. It was a slap on the face. I also grew up with tons of relatives and a mom who had it, but never learned to rein in their diet. I decided to eat as many greens as humanly possible. Fiber. At some point my migraines left. At some point my midday sleepiness went away. At some point my pockmarks and acne spots went away. And then finally the excess 30 pounds that I've been trying to kick melted away. I don't have the itis after meals. I feel so comfortable going for an impromptu walk, hike, lugging in large packages, grocery hauls. It's wild. I never realized I was probably eating only 2 cups of veggies a day. Edit. Oh yeah. All that happened with the only goal being lowering my A1C to non-diabetic. Achieved that in 3 months. Sleeping when I'm sleepy. Instructions unclear. Fired from work. I quit drinking. And as sobriety came, I basically looked myself in the eyes and said, you're allowed to be happy. I am literally living a different life now. Automating simple yet time-consuming tasks, like Excel macros. You wouldn't realize how much time you save beforehand, but it sure does save heaps. I stopped caring not everyone is gonna like you. All you need to do is like yourself. Working remotely. Spending money on gas. Parking, clothes. etc. just not worth it for most of my pre-remote working life. During the pandemic I got a new job that cut down my commute by half. And I thought I had it made. Then I was allowed to permanently WFH Mondays. Wednesdays. Fridays. Holy shit. It's amazing. Next step, negotiating WFH 100% of the time. Decluttering. Having less stuff and more space meant it would always be tidy or easily tidied. I got rid of the things people passed on to me because they felt too guilty to get rid of it themselves. So freeing. Quitting smoking. I couldn't imagine life without it back then. But man, is life better without a constant need like that. Not to mention all the health benefits. Me too. I can walk and run and go upstairs without wheezing now. Yeah, I quit when COVID hit. Honestly, after 1 year I sometimes even forget I used to smoke. I was ready to quit after 13+ years. Got recommended Alan Carr's book. Read like a third of it and figured I'm not going to smoke this shit anymore. Honestly, I feel like the best way is just to quit cold turkey and straight up never light a tobacco product again. I was very shy and self-conscious. But at some point I started just living how I wanted. I already wasn't popular. So what was I risking? Girls still wouldn't be interested? I guess I just started doing things I'd been afraid to do before. Including being more outgoing. I know this sounds like generic advice, but it really worked for me. Every time your brain says no, that wouldn't work out, or no, what would people think, or any other version of no, don't try, it's a perfect opportunity to do something you feel drawn to. Dye your hair pink. Try painting even though you know you'll suck at it. Fart and then say it was me. Okay, maybe not the last one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.